Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners.
Oh, UV.
Okay.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
Hello and welcome back to another Wednesday night stream, RSG style. I'm your host with the most, Ranger J 1999. Glad to have you guys here on another wonderful hump day. Let's do it. Whip out your pickles out there in chat. As our boy Erzwood just said, I saw that in there, Erzwood, getting the pickle party started early. Welcome to the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes community. I'm your host, Ranger J 1999. Glad to have you guys here as we're here to talk shop about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, break out all the latest news and notes, give you a little bit of insight what it all means, and have a goddamn good time while we do it. Joining me on this epic journey, we have the crew here with -1. We'll talk about that in a second. We've got Dr. Finn, the troll extraordinaire, who's muted.
That's right, because I was double muted. Hi, people.
Lord. Also joining us from Cali, representing the West Coast skewers, we've got the one and only sexy bit himself, the lightsaber builder, Loki.
How you doing, guys? How you doing, Ranger?
Hey, what's going on? And last but not least, our Texas chapter of the skewers, Heisenberg himself, looking like he just pooped. You know him, the big deal, the chicken chaser, the French tickler, the brown Gandalf, the beardless one, the government Wi-Fi stealer, the one and only Grande Butthole Patron.
I do not represent that intro, but I will accept it and move forward. What's up, everybody? All reality skewed gamers. We are glad that we are here to enjoy the day with you guys.
Just you represent. All right, so we got a lot of stuff to do and cover today. Let us begin. Finn, we got some new stuff in the chat that people can be using right now. I want you to tell the folks about it.
That's right. So we've been doing a lot more with Twitch and everything. You guys have probably seen me streaming a lot more, especially Borderlands 3 on Twitch. And we're building up our Twitch base a little bit. Allows for a lot of different gaming on there because they have extensions and stuff that YouTube really doesn't have. So thank you to all of you guys that are on Twitch. If you're not following us on Twitch, head over there and just follow us so you guys can get notified when we go live. Twitch.tv/realityskewegamer. Simple enough, and it's in the description of the YouTube video. And so as part of the way that Twitch works, you can create emojis for the subscribers over there. And there's a lot of you guys giving us your Prime subscriptions. And so I have set up specific emojis for Twitch. Those are now coming over to YouTube as well. So you have seen that we now have updated emoji for our members of YouTube. So Dr. Feelgood just posted them all there. We have the IBF, the I Blame Finn emoji, we have the RSG, and we of course have the Pickle Hype. Now YouTube is going to have a few more because we have a little bit more leeway with YouTube. And so we do have Baby Rangers, and there's going to be a few more that I'm going to be adding as well. So make sure that you guys are watching, and there you go. So if you guys would like to have those emojis while you are in our YouTube chat, go ahead and become a member. That'll give you access to all of the emojis, and we're going to be adding more. Same thing with Twitch. If you guys would like those icons in Twitch, make sure you subscribe to us on Twitch. And if you guys have your Prime, we would really appreciate if you guys drop it for us there. And fun thing about Twitch, if you guys do get a Twitch Prime subscription and you link it to your Discord account, on our Discord server, you can actually use those emojis. So right now, Twitch is going through their emoji approval process, which is quite a bit longer actually than YouTube. And so right now, the IBF and the Rose Taco emoji are available to Twitch subscribers on our RSG Discord. So fun new stuff coming here. We have new content coming on YouTube. You guys should have seen a Borderlands 3 video this week, a Tactical Monsters. We, of course, have our lunch streams and the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes streams. So lots going on YouTube. We have Borderlands 3 and Loki does Magic the Gathering on Twitch. So all kinds of content for you guys. Make sure you're subscribed and following on both of them, even if you're not paying anything. But, of course, we always appreciate any kind of support. Some members on YouTube and Twitch subscribers definitely appreciate all of your support.
There you go. Let's knock out the housekeeping stuff real quick. You can see the donation tracker there over there. On that side, right there, over that way. In the center, we've got Vader's Cup of Plenty. If you would like to support any of the things that we're doing, you want to support the channel, you can do YouTube or Twitch. Stuff will fall into Vader's Cup of Plenty. If you donate $20 and 1 cent or more, you get the pickle extravaganza, where we have a pickle party. Everybody whips out their pickle, and it's just a big pickle extravaganza. If you would like to support our ACS campaign, if you do any kind of donations to support that, that'll come on there. If you become a Patreon sponsor, we got all kind of animations and stuff. So anything that you guys do, whether it's that, Twitch, ACS, Patreon, PayPal, Astros Games, Dr. Feelgood just did 20 cheers, 40 bits. So thank you, Dr. Feelgood. All that stuff falls into the Vader's Cup of Plenty. So feel free to fill that up. That goes back to the channel. That goes back to supporting us to keep the content going that you guys want to have going. All right, that being said, make sure you stop what you're doing right now. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Dr. Finn, let's kick this pig into gear. Let us talk about our shout out word of the day.
All right, so we're going to do the shout out word of the day. Now, this week, we're going to do it a little bit different. It's going to be a shout out word of the day, but we want you guys to do it particularly if you mean it, because we have a reason behind it. Now, of course, on the stream, all around me, you can see it is a pickle fest up in here. We are a pickle fest of a panel right now. We are missing our feminine touch, Miss McVenom. Unfortunately, if you guys haven't been on our Discord or following,
in here.
We are. It's just all kinds of pickles.
It's a pickle party.
It is. We have 2 brown pickles, 2 white pickles. It's just all kinds of awful. So if you guys haven't been on our Discord, you might have missed it, but Miss McVenom has unfortunately had a lot of personal stuff happen. No deaths in the family or anything like that, but still a lot of serious personal stuff going on. She has kind of been pulled away from all kinds of gaming. So she hasn't been playing Galaxy of Heroes. She hasn't been playing Tactical Monsters because of just personal stuff. She does plan on being back. I talked to her earlier today. She does plan on being back, but she has to stay away for a little bit. Hopefully she'll be back in probably early November is what I'm hoping for. That being said, we want everyone in the chat that misses McVenom to type our word of the day in. If you miss McVenom, we want to show her that we miss her. The word of the day is McVenom. So for those of you guys that are missing Miss McVenom and want her back, let's show her some love. The word of the day is McVenom. There you go.
All right. So get that in there. We will do the shout out words, shout out for everybody here in a little bit. No, Briareus, it's not feeds. Get out of here.
You guys are awful.
That's all. There's more feeds. Yeah, if you put that in there, you're not going to get that. Definitely not going to get that called out. And she probably will visit. Yeah.
Shame on you, Grande. Shame on you.
Someone else typed it.
Yeah, but you type Merkin McVenom to try and get yourself a shout out too. Awful, Grande. Just awful.
Yeah. Just ridiculous. So get that word in, McVenom. All others will not be acknowledged. So So we also have our Twitter question of the day, which will lead us into our main topic of tonight, because there really isn't a lot going on in the game post-wise or anything like that. So Finn, what is the Twitter question of the day, and how can folks get in there and answer the Twitter question? And you're muted again.
So if you watched our 14 hours of streaming, you would have known that Ranger got himself General Anakin Skywalker. But you know that with the help of the community, it would not have been possible. So the question is a very simple one. On a scale, affinity to Moby Dick, how much do you think Ranger spent on getting General Skywalker? And the best answers are going to be read at the end of tonight's stream. So have fun with it, guys. And once again, shout out to everyone in the community that came out. We know that there's a lot of things you guys could spend it on. We hope that we did give you guys entertainment for what you guys donated for. We appreciate it. We plan on doing a lot with Anakin Skywalker as Ranger gears him up. We'll be doing stuff in GAC as Ranger always does. So hopefully you guys will be entertained, and we appreciate all the support that you guys give us.
Yep, I suffered. God in heaven, did I suffer. God, I don't ever want to do that again, ever. Not for a while. That was brutal. That was, God. So this gets us into the this gets us into the event. So let's talk about gas in the event. Old General Anakin Skywalker.
Let's do our other shout outs first before the shout out words.
Okay.
We do have our patron shout outs and everything. Grande, you have been doing such a hell of a job. I think you should do it again.
Where'd you put them?
They're in
the same place they're always in, Grande.
Same place everywhere, Pinky.
Yeah, don't be so excited there.
I know, look at his face, man. Look at that face. God, that's awful.
Hold on.
I still feel so bad for Jocko
All
for
right,
last week.
am I starting with today? You have a bunch of them from today. Where do I start?
They're all in the boxes, Grande, like always. Patron shout outs start in the box that say patron shout outs.
Oh, I see it now. Alux 12, Black Mamba, Bimatsu, CBO 97, Chaos 13, Trooper BZ, Clone Troop 211, Commander Skywalker, Contingent 33, Dangerfield, Darth Teflon, Darth Bob, Darth Vader Mate, Devil's Treasure, Doc Revenge, Dr. Feelgood, Drew Man 95, Guzza Buzza, Hogzilla, Hennessy, It Poops Bombs, I always say this one wrong. Jacobium. Sorry.
No!
At least he got Jocka. And it wasn't Jacob.
Jacobium.
Yeah.
Jack. Kanta. Just a Bum. Kaleeson. Kashmir. Matthew M. Thomas. Maz Kanata. Minto Magakazi. However you say that.
Wow.
Monty Court 72, Moz Mike, Indy Fox, Night War, Ouchie Dumpling, Ray Rock, Radia, Riverboy 12, Rose Taco, Revenator, Saintly Red, Shadow Val, Sith Lord, Slash Van Rhodes, Spaceman Tim, Spider, Sturm, Suicide Squad, Teals, Tallywhack,
Oh my God.
Strum, sorry. The Tour, Walter Arnold, Whiny Skywalker 1971, and Utah.
Let's go back to that min word. Grande.
Let's go back to a few of them. Why do you keep calling him Doc Revenge?
Isn't that what it says?
No.
Doc Ravage. Doc Ravage.
I don't know. Just Grande.
Oh boy. And it's Minato Namikaze.
I can give him a little bit of a benefit on that one. It's confusing if you aren't familiar with Naruto and not familiar with
Or Japanese words.
Or Japanese. Okay.
Oh,
I thought I did good.
Sturm.
I mean, I would give you a solid B-.
I give that
Sternum.
a C. Oh God. Because he started with Jaka.
I'm sorry, Jaka BM.
Jaka VM, I always want to call it like Jacobism.
I know you do.
There's no ISM in there whatsoever.
There's no Jacob.
I know. Oh my God. Awful.
Just saying.
All right, next.
Next is the YouTube members.
YouTube members. Bad Rongo, Bimatsu, channel name.
Yeah, you can skip that. I accidentally included that.
Oh.
Channel name is not a person. That's just by alphabetizing it included that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You got it right though.
I mean,
Clone Troop 211, Contingent 33, David McKinley, Devil's Treasure, Dexatronic, Dr. Feelgood, FCME, I'm the Dad, Jacob. See, there is a Jacob in there. Jacob Baxter.
That's a different one.
Jason Hommel, John Moran, Mia, Mark, Gaza, Maz Kanata, Revenator, Saintly Red, Sean G, LHT Reptiles, Sean Ragnar the Red Kelly, Slashman Rhodes, SWGOH Gretchen, Teals, T Money, Trez Revan, Win Griffey Jr., What Else 73, and Youngin.
Okay.
Twitch subscribers, we've got Dan Koo Wiscan. We got Doc. You don't like it? What? Revenge.
No!
Ravage. It's Doc Ravage.
So close.
Dr. Feelgood. Khaleeson Roke. Maz Kanata. Ouchie. Slashman Rhodes. And Teals Dustmurph.
There we go.
All right.
All right. So thank you all to all of our supporters, and let's go ahead and start jumping into our fun.
All right, so this past weekend, I spent a good majority of my life working on getting General Anakin Skywalker. I can say that was horrifying. It sucked my will to live in most cases, as I sat here for nearly 15 hours trying to get General Anakin Skywalker. Oh my God, that event just was... What can be said? A lot can be said. So,
a lot could be said about that event. What's the big takeaway you saw?
Big takeaway that it was... trying to be kind here. It wasn't good.
Tier 1, Tier 2, Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3.
So Phase 1's easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Phase 3...
I mean, it's basically just a rarity check.
It's just a rarity check. You go in there, you got it. Phase 3, it's just Anakin versus Asajj, and then
Phase 2.
Phase 2 is a nightmare. Now, a lot of people that did not get Phase 2 done could even get past Phase 2.
So again, a rarity check to a certain extent, right?
Well, yeah, there was...
I mean, you got to have...
I mean, so the thing that I had a lot of problems with this event. One, it was unimaginative. This was just brute force. Did you have the characters at a certain level to beat it? And even then, did you get the RNG to beat it? Because some people that did get relics did not get the event, and then some people that had a little bit lower gear did get it. So that RNG thing bothers me a lot, especially for people that paid a lot of money to get higher relics and still couldn't get them. That's crazy. And I've been told that a lot and seen the screenshots. Like, that sucks. That if you spent hundreds of dollars trying to get him and couldn't, congrats to the people that got him. Trust me, I know the deal, but I think there's something wrong with that statement, right? It just was it was misleading. As I said, I called this the cash trap. You know, a lot of people that could go into the event at 17.7. Really, that's not what it was. It was more like, you know, when you get in there, it's like, yeah, you qualify, but if your characters really aren't 22,000 or above with relics, you're going to have almost an impossible time doing it. It wasn't fun. It felt like Padme on crack. The Padme event on crack. And you had to have certain characters to figure it out to get it. Now, we figured out that the main characters were... on Phase 2, it was having a high relic Kenobi so he could take the damage, and then Ahsoka to dish out the damage. And then in Phase 4,
there was some required Zetas too on that team.
Yeah, you had to have the Zetas. It was required to have a lot of the Zetas on that team, especially in Phase 4.
None for Shakti, but
her unique was important. The counter stuff was important. Not her leader. Her leader was totally useless, but kind of like Asajj, her unique, you needed it, but you didn't need a leader because it had no purpose whatsoever. Droideka Zeta was a must. B1.
Which is so weird because you don't need Droideka Zeta anywhere else.
No, but you need it for this event. And then B1 was the key there with High Relic because he does true damage, the assists, and then you have RNG go your way because I don't care where you are. If Anakin went first and took 5 turns, he could wipe you out because he hit so freaking hard. It was insane. So there's a lot of problems I have with this event. A lot of people have quit over this. more than I've ever seen before. The amount of people that got it, I think total was 6,000 people in total, which is
let me go check, but it was a little over 6,000.
Which is significantly less than who got Malik, which was significantly less that got Darth Revan. For the amount of money that people are paying, and this was definitely a cash trap and cash grab. But I don't have a problem with them making money. I have a problem with them, again, how they did it. You went in there with certain things, and then you felt the pressure, which a lot of people do. They know what they're doing. They know that if you get into
almost
that event,
7,000.
Yeah, if they know that if you get people in there and get frustrated, they'll spend money. It's just a tactic that works, right? So the event wasn't fun. It was horrible. People went through it. It caused a lot of people to quit. It's got the community up and outraged. And then when you unlock them, it's a 5-star unlock. It's not a 7-star unlock. And then they put get one behind it, which is another dick move. I'm sorry, it is. For what you needed to get that event and what you had to go through to require get one to get that character. For those that had get saved up, great. But for those that have to now work to save get to get him to 7 stars to then be able to use him after you made not only 10 characters that had to be highly leveled.
It's going to be a few months.
And then on top of that, you had ships involved with it. It's a dick move. I'm sorry. That kind of event should not be requiring a 5-star unlock. That should be 7 stars. If you're going to make the character that OP and you want to limit it, find another way. Doing this is just it's a bad move, and it's really biting them in the ass. I've been reading the Reddit forums and I've been reading the regular forums, and I mean, people are upset about this event. I'm sure CG made a fortune off this. I'm sure they made quite a little bit of money off of this event. Problem is, what is your end result of the event, right? People are upset because if you see the testing I have for Relic out Anakin team, it's pretty stupid. He's pretty stupid OP. Like, he is a raid
especially
boss.
on offense.
On offense, he can beat anything, and on defense, he's a nightmare.
It's really, really good.
Yeah,
totally
on defense, you can still beat him, but man, do you need some RNG and some things to go in your favor.
And it's going to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams, and it's still going to be tough.
It's going to be dynamite, and so there's a lot of just poorly. The event wasn't fun. It was hard. It has really ripped the community up a lot about this. This was a breaking point for a lot of people that were at that breaking point already, but they're like, but it affected different people at different levels, right? Mm-hmm. For different reasons. So if you're going to make an event, I mean, Malik did not have this effect. Malik was difficult, but the fun thing about Malik was you went in there, you had the characters, they qualified. It was more about solving the puzzle, right, and figuring it out, it was hard and it was time consuming, but it wasn't. It was fun, right? It was frustrating, but it was fun because you're like, okay, you're trying to figure out what is the right moves and order things. This was just whip it out. If you can beat it, you beat it. If you don't, oh well. I mean, and it's totally an RNG fest, which I have a huge problem with. It's something like this should not be that much of an RNG fest, especially when people are spending that kind of money. There should not be that kind of disparity. It just so many things about this that I really do not like about it, that we can go on. I mean, you can list out the things, and it just was like, oh God, it's just a bad event overall. I give low marks for CG for this. It just, I mean, 15 hours. I mean, I have the perseverance to sit there for 15 hours and do that, but that's insane. What is fun about that? What is fun about frustrating your player base to the point that they're quitting? I'm a business major. I don't like to give up any revenue whatsoever. I don't care if they're a Kraken or a new spender. I don't want to frustrate them to the point that they quit the game, and a lot of them have. Like, why should I spend money for this? And I don't have a solid answer for them. Right? What is the purpose? There's no silver lining here. There's no this or that. It's just bad. I mean, I've spoken enough. Let's see. What do you guys think? I mean,
I'd like to hear what Loki has to say.
Yeah, Loki. We started at 3 a.m. on that Friday. God dang, man.
I'd like to hear Loki's opinion about it.
Yeah, I agree with you on all the points you mentioned. For me personally, it wasn't fun because there was no strategy in it, and again, it was just brute force and RNG to get them. Me personally, though, I mean, I'm not totally upset because I had all the requirements. I think I was just out of Zeta for Droidica, and that was about it. And I think I relicked up Asajj Ventress, and her basic helped me. But I would be pissed off if I relicked up or built up clones, or if I built up pieces that weren't used in the event. And I'm sure a lot of players.
Oh yeah. You make a great point there, Loki.
The login characters didn't make any sense because you don't use any of them. We were anticipating who was the login? It's like Poggle. It's like what does Poggle have to do with it, right?
Nothing.
Last month was
clones,
right? I mean, it didn't
so
make.
You got a lot
sense.
of people going all in on clones because of that. Great point, Loki.
Yeah, so I would be. I guess I would be upset about that. I would be upset. It's kind of like relics, right? If I gear 13'd a bunch of tunes and then they drop relics on me, I would be upset. And I've been a very cautious, I guess, spender or whale, if you want to call me that now, because we've all gotten burned in the past on who to farm and who to gear up, and so I guess I'm cautious now. But the event itself, I wish I like the little topple effect. I think it's cute that they gave that to Anakin. I mean, but again, it's like it wasn't needed. And again, I'm really skeptical when I saw Reddit and I saw people beating it with like Gear 8 Shock T's and Gear 10 C3POs. Like, I don't know. I have no idea how they did it. Ranger, I think, is a true test to that. He was streaming all day and all his dudes were gold and shiny and relicked up and he was having issues and he was doing it live and everybody saw it. So I'd be curious if those people posting those screenshots, if they're if that's real,
if they're hacking,
or if they're I don't know, or if they're trying to do CG a favor or something and boasting those low gear rates, and hey, look what I did, but I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it should have been. If it was a 5-star unlock, I mean, I don't know. It shouldn't have been this hard if it was a 5-star unlock. I'm not upset it's a 5-star unlock, but there should have been more strategy to it, like Malik, and it should have been relevant to the login tunes, and it should have been relevant to the existing content, and not just come out of nowhere and say, hey, you got to relic up these characters too. One other thing I'll mention is the recommendations. I don't think any of the recommendations at the beginning of the event, where you can read it in the info screen, like those had nothing to do with what you actually needed.
The recommended gear requirements were right, though.
Yeah, they were right, but I mean, again, some of them were saying we recommend Relic 3, and it's like, I don't know, man. Some of them you needed higher. Some of them you needed Zetas. I don't think it even said you needed Zetas.
It never recommended anything about the Zetas. You're absolutely right.
I don't know.
But it never has in the past either. Zetas have never been something they mentioned. They always just put it on gear level.
But I got to tell you, the relics. The thing is you needed certain characters to be relicked, and others it probably didn't matter.
Right. So I was pissed if, like, I relicked up my Magna Guard, I guess, and it didn't relic up B1. I would be super pissed, right? And then vice versa, right? If I just had the wrong relic, if I had like a Relic 7 Shock T, and right?
Double Zeta Relic Shock T, but you left out Padme or you left out Kenobi.
Yeah. Well, it's like what Ranger said. Kenobi and Ahsoka, I think, were key.
Absolutely.
Were key in that. So, I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it. I mean, I'm happy I got them. I'm happy I didn't have to, buy any of the packs or nothing. And I'm gonna I'm gonna star them up and gear them up and see what I can do with them. But to those that went into the event and you were heavy on one side or heavy on pieces that weren't needed, I really feel bad, because I think CG should have done a better job communicating the requirements and made the resources and made the path kind of a little more clear than it is like a get game,
Yeah. All right, babyface Patron. All I heard was, until you came on yesterday, was, did Grande get him? I'm like, I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's I mean, you guys really said it. It seemed like the communication wasn't there. It seemed like the saving wasn't there. It seemed like that the prepping wasn't there. They could have done a lot better job of helping more players be more prepared. communication would have gone a long way. And I really feel like that we've had a kind of a stumbling block with how they communicate, when they communicate, and where they communicate. I mean, you have to read down 15 pages into a Q&A, into like their little Ask Me Anything things to even get that another event like this is coming. They need to have a better way of communicating to longtime players. And you know, giving better hints than they did, and on what to save. I mean, effectively, you guys may agree or disagree with me, but effectively, after you're done, if you got him, after you're done putting 4 Zetas on him, you're walking around Zeta count as 80 Zetas now, which is insane. It used to be 60 Zetas, you know, and at this point, nobody's going to use Get 1 for anything except for getting stars on characters. Like, don't spend it on gear. Because after you get done with this, you're going to need to save up to like 80K to be ready for the next one. And people are going to be really, really, you know, hesitant to you know, people are going to be really hesitant to put gear on characters, wondering if the next thing is going to be the right thing or not the right thing. So I just feel like that they could do a better job of communicating clearly and concisely, and even their hints could be better.
Well, the thing that bothers me about that Get 1, so they did say they weren't doing anything in the future with Get, right? 1. It was, you know, we were thinking about Get 2 with the negotiator and other things, but Get 1, after Get, you know, there was something in the past that they had said that, you know, we weren't doing anything with that for a while, and then all of a sudden...
I don't think they said anything about the guild store. They specifically said all the other stores and left Get open. I don't think they ever mentioned the Get store.
I thought I had read that because someone made a big I saw that in a post.
They again too. They said that they were also going to leave. Like, I think there's a post about that they would never put a character in a Grand Arena Championship store either. But who knows, man?
I don't understand. Yeah, I just
again, it's 15 pages down, and we're all having to go off memory, right?
Yeah.
Well, once you saw Malik in there, you know that they can add characters in there. So
they can, but I just think that was one of the dick moves that they did. You know, I mean, not for that event, not for what you had to go through to get him and stuff. It's just the reward is I got him, and I don't feel like
they're saying it in the chat. They said that they're not putting anything in the GAC, not in GAC.
Okay,
so that's what I'm saying.
Store.
Yeah, in the GAC store, they said they wouldn't, as well as Galactic War and all the other stores. But they never said anything about Get. So people are spending on gear, which is fine, but there are the potential of characters, so you have to be aware of that. Now, and Malik was kind of the precursor for that.
And it's you know, they're supposed to be doing something about the gear crunch. That's one of the places where you get a lot of stun guns and stuff. How? You know, if you have to think about the future and start saving your Get, which is what I'm going to be doing after I get gas up, is I'm not spending in that store anymore. If they're going to drop, you know, surprise mother effers on us like this, you know, I mean, you know, I was being proactive because I'd done Hermit Yoda, I'd done Wampa, I'd done Malik, and I'm like, okay, now I can get gear on my characters, like, so I could be having the nice gold shinies that I went in with. But god dang, man, that was kind of a sucker punch right there. So now, Finn, you did not do the event, but you were lockstep as I suffered during all this. Well, you between breaks for Borderlands and stuff, but what are your overall thoughts, Finn?
Honestly, I agree with your final conclusion that this event was bad for the community, but I basically disagree with all of your reasons.
That's fine.
I think so. The way I see it, this is another instance where the community is reacting to what happened latest and not seeing what the root cause is for all of the issues. So I'm going to go back a little bit. I mentioned before, there's a lot of people complaining about speed mods and how they're just not able to get high speeds and everything. I go back to pointing it out that the change for how you level up mods is one of the biggest issues for that. Because when we used to have it, greens used to have a 50% chance to hit on their first, or 100% chance. Blues used to have a 50% chance. Purples used to have a 33% chance to hit stats for whatever, the first time on green, the first 2 times on blues, and the first 3 times on purples. That greatly reduces your chances of getting speeds on mods. People are forgetting that and just looking at the fact that now you have to farm mods and slice it and thinking they're not getting the hits. It's not that. You lose huge amounts of potential mods when they change the way that you level up mods. This is another one of those scenarios where I think the Anakin event is bringing to light what the actual issue was, but people are not focusing on it. Let's suppose we move this Anakin event 3 months down the line, right? If everything else was the same, we move the Anakin event three months down the line. How would this be different than where we currently are?
We'd probably get double the number of people would get Anakin.
Well, not just that, right? But look at the situation in the game is what I'm trying to point out. What I'm trying to say is that right now, the maximum level in the game in terms of gear is Relic 7. Their recommendation was Relic 3. Let's go back to Malik. Malik, the recommendation was high gear 12 and gear 13. And we had gear 13 as the maximum, right? And we had a lot of people with low gear 12s. What is the key difference between that? Because both of them are about 10% off from whatever the maximum gear is to what is the recommended, right? What is the main difference? How much time did we have to develop gear 12 characters before they released gear 13 versus when they released gear 13?
Which was effectively one gear piece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how much time we had between when they released gear 13 and released Relic 7. We had no time between gear 13 and Relic 7 to get our characters anywhere near close to the maximum. Even when you look on GG and the engagement with relics, you don't really have people focusing on getting the highest relics. Most of the people are
G13
still...
wasn't even out when Malik came
Yeah, there was no gear 13.
What was it? It was 5. Was it the last 2 pieces of 12?
I think it might
Yeah,
have
so
been.
so you were one piece
Oh,
off.
12 plus 5. Sorry. There you go, Dagger. 12 plus 5. Sorry. But we had enough time to get up to that point, and we were able to do it with gear 11s and 12s. You remember? We had gear 11 characters that were able to go into the Malik event.
Absolutely.
But we had so much time in order to get
Zeta.
up
In
there.
fact, I Zeta'd Zalbar just for that purpose. Zalbar was gear 11, and I put a Zeta on him to get him over the GP requirement.
Exactly.
The GP was the hump. In this one, man.
Well, so here's the thing about that. So we'll talk about the GP separate. I'm going to focus on the recommendation versus what the maximum is in the game first, right? So the recommended for Malik versus what you needed in terms of beating it and everything like that, right? You could have gone in with some gear 11s and some gear 12. You didn't need the 5 or 6 pieces, right, to get close to that gear 12 and then 5 out of 6. You didn't need that. You could have done it with just gear 12 and a few gear 11s. We saw people do it, and it felt like strategy, because we were close enough and we were at that recommendation and just far enough away from the maximum that we were within that comfort zone where you had the gear and really could just focus on the strategy. That zone for the Anakin event was between like maybe Relic 2 and Relic 7. We didn't have enough time in order to get there, right? People had to spend in order to get their characters up to that level, whether it's free to play, spending their crystals, whether it's spending money on the packs, because the biggest thing was gear. And that was because we didn't have enough time, and that was because they released relics so close to gear 13 and did not give the players enough time to work on their characters in any reasonable manner. It was a cash grab, but not because of the Anakin event. The Anakin event is fine. It is the latest content, and the requirements for that should be within about 10% of the maximum. That's what end game content should be. We're seeing that with Darkside TV, although they actually focused it more on relics, with relics coming out and kind of catered it towards that. They'll probably do the same thing with Lightside GeoTV, right? They'll focus it towards relics because that's the maximum. They'll expect people to kind of be around that relic 3 because it's end game content. You should be close to the end game in order to accomplish it. They didn't give us enough time between the release of Gear 13 and Relic 7 to give players any kind of breathing room in order to even work on these characters. To me, it's not the Anakin event that was the problem. The Anakin event, to me, was designed correctly based on where the game is at the maximum. My problem is how close they released Gear 13 finish, or the Gear 12 finisher to get to Gear 13, plus 7 levels of relics, and then introducing an event that should be endgame, but didn't give players enough time to actually develop it. I think the problem again is that Relics is the biggest problem here because they released everything so soon and players just felt the crunch. I mean, honestly, Ranger, you didn't really have a problem. I mean, no, we had a little bit of a discussion about the 3 characters in Fleet, right? But
sorry, I just saw the pickle thing. CBO thing just subscribed. And you the whole time you're talking, all I hear in my ears, RSG pickle time, RSG time.
Yeah, that's a Twitch subscription.
I'm sorry. That
Thank
just
you, CBO.
completely took me by surprise. I'm trying to listen, and that shit comes in my ear. God. Oh, hey, Chaka BM, and also Bimatsu do your 600. That was a donation from good old Maurice. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
So that's why I agree with you that I think the issues with this event came out, but I don't think it's the gear requirements on this event. I don't think it's the aspect of strategy, because I think the strategy was there. We just weren't given near enough time to reach that recommended level to even get to the point where we discussed strategy.
Yeah.
We weren't at Relic 3. So now this goes to the point you were making, Grande, about the fact that they allowed for the lower entrance. I don't necessarily have an issue with that. If people want to try and skimp, and players naturally want to try and go in with the minimum that they can, right? But if they tell us the recommended is Relic 3, and players are going in with less than Relic 3 just because they're able to enter, right? Then that's what it is. I mean, it's not stopping you, right? And I'm going to use this as just kind of like a quick example, right? We do the half marathon, right? At Disney for the American Cancer Society. What were we told was the minimum? It was 3 hours and 30 minutes, right? We don't go in there thinking we're going to be first just because we were able to enter, right? There's other things you have to do in order to make it to that finish line. So just letting people enter and giving them the opportunity, I don't see any issue with that. Let them enter in with 17,500 or whatever minimum they want to make, right? But say that the recommended, if you want to be competitive in this event, you need Relic 3. Leave that expectation. If players want to be under that and try to skimp in and try to just RNG their way in, that's up to them. They've given the recommendation. Players are going to try always to skimp. I have no issue with the minimum requirement. I think their recommendation, from everything I've seen, while it is difficult, even at the higher relics, there was some strategy associated with it once you got to the point that they had the gear. And so if you were between Relic 3 and 7, it was frustrating because it wasn't just an easy win. But neither was Malik when you were at that level, right? You had to take time. There was RNG runs. I think even with Malik Ranger, you had like 3 hours, and it took Van Seal coming in and really breaking down the strategy.
Yeah, I went back. It was about 2 hours that I mean, it was. So, but here's the thing I'm going to push back on. This was intentionally placed here because they knew that people weren't at that level, Finn, and they knew that this was a way to bump up revenue.
Okay, so that may be the case, right? I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Your points are fine. So what they did then is they made a minimum requirement. Then people are thinking like Malik, right? You get in there, maybe you're just a little bit over, right? Yeah, they thought they could
get in there with the minimum
requirements. Now, some people spent money to get there, right?
Yeah.
And then they get in there, and this is intentional.
Brian Bode asked a great question. Why do we need 7 stars for a 5-star unlock?
We needed that. Okay, so I'm going to push back on those.
But I mean,
because we needed that exactly for Malik. Right? You can't say that about Skywalker when we already had this with Malik. We already had the precedent set with them.
I'm just saying, though, but logic would follow, right? Like, why do I need
I know, and I understand that, but we've already seen that with Malik. I didn't really see this argument with Malik. I think this is happening because the requirements were so steep for Skywalker, and they really weren't that steep. The problem is they increased the gear so much within a short time period that creating an endgame content event like General Skywalker forced you to spend on gear because they increased the gear levels so rapidly.
This was intentional, and it was a trap because people that get in there in this event, we talk about addiction and
most people blew $100, man.
Oh, yeah. Easily. So
I'm just going to say prepared players.
this was intentional. This was.
I'm not saying it's not
players.
intentional, but my only point is that I don't think we need to be focusing on the Skywalker event as the problem. Because whatever we expect
You're saying
as
there
endgame
are
content,
other.
Right.
It's a,
So
it's a
let's say
series of
it's
bad
the-
choices.
exactly.
On their part.
In particular,
I
the
can-
acceleration
yeah.
of maximum gear is what has caused the problem in this game. The shift from gear 12 to gear 13 was fine. We have enough time to get gear 12s that players could then focus on gear 13s as they needed. They could still work on their gear 11s and move up, get to gear 13. Shortly after gear 13, they included relics, right? And relics now eat away from a shard source. So now you're cutting down on how quickly people can accelerate their gear within a short amount of time. And then you stick an end game content on it. The end game content is exactly where it needs to be. The maximum is Relic 7.
Cliff Notes.
It is
Finn,
tuned to
come
Relic
on.
3.
Someone said Cliff Notes. What's the TLDR, Finn?
The TLDR is that the problem is how quickly they release relics after Gear 13.
There you go.
That is the immediate problem.
And the other problem is you brought this up too, mods. So, and I think Team Money brought this up, right? And I think something I saw since she had put this out there, it's that people that spent to get relics and stuff, if they didn't have the mods, were screwed, because you still needed a certain amount of speed on your mods and certain types of mods to do this event. So newer players, like a year and a half or soon, that have not had time to build up like the mod inventory that I have, or that you have, or Loki has, or Grande have, were really screwed because they could not go first. They could not do the damage required, even though they had relic characters and they spent money on this. See, that's
Well, you know how many issues I have with mods in this game right now. It's an awful system
about it. So, look, you were saying something. I saw you started speaking. What did you want to say, brother?
No, I was gonna add on Finn's comment about the cadence and all that of relics. But if they launched this 3 months later, then that means we would be in light side territory battle geos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd probably go back to dark side, or we'd rotate a couple times, and then probably everybody would have the extra gear, the extra relics, and the time to actually hit the recommendations and actually do well in the event. So yeah, I see your point on that. Mods is weird though, because actually for me, I actually remodded a lot of my characters. I took all the speed off of them. And I was putting like all the weird, health primary stuff and the tenacity secondaries and all that weird stuff.
But you got the inventory for that, right?
So yeah, I mean, I can see issue with mods, but I mean, I got to use mods that I don't even use. I just have them,
But a lot of new players don't have that, and they will make the investment. We've seen it in the Ross reviews and things that we're doing. I mean, that one guy that has both Revens and they take the time, they watch the content, they watch the videos, and then they come up with a plan to come up with the certain characters, right? And they're willing to invest, but a lot of them were upset because they invested, but they couldn't beat it because it's didn't have the mods. So that's just compounding the issue that I have with this overall. I think GAS was just a damn train wreck. I mean, I've never.
I want to say it's like I said, I don't think it's the event
the timing
itself.
of the event, but
it was the timing of the event in relation to when they released relics in Gear 13. That to me is the biggest problem. I was watching your event and I was with you for a lot of it, right? And I was trying to figure out the strategy, and it looked like there was specific strategy. There was timing that you could get.
It was
but
the problem is you
just don't have the gear to survive.
You had to. Well, that was part of it, but when I did get it, was still, even with when I had it was still an RNG. I had to get.
That's because you were really under geared, right? So that goes back into the players trying to skimp in. If you had all Relic 3, we would have had a different discussion.
That I had Relic Ahsoka and Relic Kenobi, but if you go back and watch before I beat Phase 2, it still came down to RNG, right?
Yeah. But they weren't gear Relic 3 across the board. Is what I'm saying.
But it still should have been. It's still with RNG. And then there was other folks I talked to that did have that Finn that had that same issue. You had to wait for the certain aspect of it to hit.
Yeah.
And things to go in your favor, even with Relic 3 characters, Relic 1 to 1 to Relic 3. and be able to do it. Again, it's just
I know.
madness. It's all madness. It's all
I know,
goddamn
but I
madness.
was able to at least see that there is some strategy with the way that some of those coincide
there's
and
a
when
certain-
you can use
there's a
abilities.
certain
The problem is
things
if you
we'll
don't
figure out,
have the gear for it, you just didn't even survive long enough. And if you don't have the mods for it, you can't get the speed order right.
I
and you
probably
have to
tried it for
shift around.
15 hours without a relic B1, and then I ponied up and relic B1. Obi cries red rum, and then I relic B1, and I immediately saw a huge difference. Again, it's right characters, and if you didn't guess right, then you had to pony up the cash.
Yeah.
And that's
just what it came down to.
And I get your point about the mods. I mean, we still have an issue with mods and an issue with this event. But I mean, here's the other thing too: is great character on offense. I just beat a 7-star, Relic Forward version in Arena. Now it doesn't have all the Zetas yet, and I will tell you, it threw me for a loop a couple of times before I got it. But there will probably be a way to beat this character if you've got one of the top A-list teams at Relic 5, 6, 7. It all depends though on what that looks like with Arc Trooper. Arc Trooper could potentially make this a completely different team. 5v6 is going to be freaking tough, dude.
Yeah, especially with Anakin, you can't really do anything. It's hard when Anakin's not undercover, and then when he's undercover, you're still dealing with the clones. I was watching the testing for Mobile Gamer and Arnold, and these were all tests, Relic, characters and everything that you could put on them, right? And it was just wrecking the crap out of Darth Revan, CLS, just down the line. I was like, God dang.
Oh yeah,
and they were
I mean,
trying
this
to beat
is gonna,
on defense. So I'm interested to see what
there's going to be one or
do.
two teams. That's it. One or two, maybe 3 teams that can beat it.
So, yeah, GAS is here, folks. He is OP as hell. He's not OP until you get everything on him. So you've got a little bit of a window here. But if they're not going to do like they did with Malik, where it's like 5 months from now, there's going to be a little bit of a window there that's going to be a little rough to try to deal with that on GAC and Arena and things of that nature. So, yeah, any final thoughts on GAS?
I want to make one last comment, and then I'll stop. I promise. The reason why I wanted to emphasize, in particular, why I think it's the relics is the issue and not the event, is because if we complain that the event difficulty was the issue, right? The only solution we have is lowering the gear requirements, right? We would have to lower the gear requirements. If we lower the gear requirements, what that means is that more free-to-play are going to get it. That means more whales are going to have everything ahead of time. That means no one is going to be spending, and that is when the game dies. The event needs to bring in money, right? And it needs to be close to whatever the maximum is in the game. The problem is that they accelerated it so quickly that it forced spending, and that is why people have a bad taste in your mouth. So that's why I just want to make sure, like, when we're complaining as a community,
CG Infinity has spoken.
when we're complaining as a community, right? To me, it's important that we target what the actual problem is. And the event difficulty is in line with what the maximum is in the game. The problem is we got to that maximum so quickly that people had to spend in order to get anywhere near what was needed for the event. That, to me, is the problem. And we need to make sure that they stop accelerating the gear at this kind of ridiculous rate. Introduction of
it's been a
finisher
whirlwind.
plus relics has been awful. It was awful. I called it as awful when it was released. I'm going to say it's awful now, and I'm going to continue to say it is awful. Their release of relics has been one of the worst things in the game since mods 1.0. It is the most ridiculous thing. And I actually like what the end game of relics is. They should have stepped us into it. Going straight to Relic 7 was ridiculous. We should have gone to 3 and then maybe 5 and then maybe 7 every couple months. That should have been the release, not Relic 7 immediately. This is where they effed up. Just flat out. This is where they effed up. And it is because, to your point, Ranger, I agree with you to some extent that they wanted to make money off of Anakin, so they released everything early. They had Anakin tuned to Relic 7. They didn't want to wait that long, and they accelerated it and forced people to spend. So the
Pretty
problem
much.
is how quickly they accelerated gear, and that is what we need to make sure we focus on in terms of what the issue is with what CG is doing. Because otherwise, what you're going to see is quicker acceleration of relics, quicker acceleration of mods, and changing the way that you can get any kind of competitive balance in the game.
All right. All right. I think we've covered gas enough. Really not much else going on in the game. So one thing I will encourage you guys to do, I'm seeing them coming in, is if you have questions that you want us to answer, make sure you put your question into the chat. Make sure you put question in front of your statement. That way Dr. Finn can scoop them up, and we will try to get through as many questions as we can. Finn's talking again and it is muted. I love every time I catch him doing that. Yeah, he's moving his lips some more, and it's still nothing coming through.
Oh, I didn't realize I was muted on
Yes,
Zoom. Oh,
you're
I was saying
muted.
we got a donation.
Which for super chat or
Yeah.
yeah. There's a couple if you want to read them for there, Dr. Finn.
I only saw.
I think
I saw
Bimasu
one.
said, I think he fired one
Hold on.
$2.
Yeah, there was one by Bimasu. I have to scroll
He
up.
told to get on Maurice to make sure he got his 600 done. So I guess there's a 600 war going on in the chat.
We had a few of them. So Jaka, hold on, let me go back up. I don't know if you read all of these, so I'll just read them again. Good old Maurice donated and said, Bimasu, do your 600s. Then Jaka donated and said, Finn, you may want to repeat your rage because of the pickle song. I don't hear the pickle song.
I
You just
did.
hear it on your end because it's on.
God.
So that was happening. Bimasu donated $2 and said, I already did that. Maybe you want to do yours. So we have a Zai battle going on. And then Jaka donated again. She donated $5 and said, the strategy is you have to choose light side or dark side, my loves. It's evident in the game for months. Pick one.
Yeah. A lot of people that are coming up are having to make those choices. So
Yeah.
But we'll have a game plan. Don't you worry, Jock. I got you covered. We'll have a game plan.
I'm a little bit white. I'm a little bit white meat and a little bit dark meat, just
you're
like
not.
my chicken friends.
No, you're not, Ronnie. You're purely
I got
white.
I got some white meat right here, and then I got some dark meat right here.
Oh, God, Grande.
Grande, go hug that moth behind you.
Go eat it. I hope it gives you, like, tetanus. Jesus.
Just saying.
You know, we have to, like, live with that. Jesus. No regard for our sanity with Grande around. All right. Now, nothing else is really going on in the game. TW is going on. GAC is going on. We're getting ready for Lightside GOTB, which will be coming out in November. So, Malik event's getting ready to drop. You know, so good luck to everybody that's going to get the Malik event. If you are going to be trying for the Malik event as a skewer and you need help, just message me. And I will be more than glad to walk you through it. I did it last time. I'll be more than glad to do it again. Don't mess as Grande. You get the kind of the same taste you just got right now. So, good Lord. Well, I can't mute him. I could mute him, but I wasn't prepared for that because he was being normal. But then he has these moments. Goddamn idiot savant stepped in and blew it up. So, all right. Finn, where do we want to go to now? There's just nothing else reporting the game. So,
we still have to do our shout-outs. So
let's do
I'm
our
getting the
shout-outs,
list
yes.
right now.
Let's do that. Then we'll get into the Twitter questions and response, and then we'll get your questions. We'll have a lot more time for questions tonight for you guys. So keep the thumbs up.
And we had a lot of questions in the chat,
I'm
too,
sure
so.
we did. Keep up the questions. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, keep the donations going, all that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. We got all kinds of stuff. PayPal, Patreon. Check out the ACS stuff, guys. Make sure you check out the ACS stuff. All right.
Yeah, so we do have new stuff on the ACS page, and there's going to be more stuff coming on there. So really quick, some stuff that's going to be on there relatively soon, and some of it is on there. So we had a discussion on, I think it was a lunch stream last week, as one of the challenges. So there is a challenge up on our Tiltify page, and the link is in the description, and it's popping up in Nightbot. If that challenge gets filled, I will take one of 4 characters to Relic 5. Once that challenge gets filled, I'll open up a poll and you guys can vote. It's either going to be Jedi Knight Guardian, Holdo, Rose Tico, or
My money's on Rose Tika. Let's continue that work on Rose Tika for Finn.
Don't you already have a double Zeta Rose?
Doubles? No, she only has one Zeta.
Yeah.
But
You know
already
what's
got her
sad
Zeta,
too,
you
right?
might as
So
well take it.
I was really annoyed by her, right, at the beginning. I really didn't want to Zeta her. And then I was like, okay, I can make use of her on the Zeta Finn team. And then they nerf Finn, and now Rose is just sitting there. Like, I have zero use for her. She
Holdo
has
would actually
no
be a
use.
good character.
Holdo wouldn't be bad. That would be kind of the nice one. If people want to be nice, Holdo would be the nice one.
It's going to be Rose.
The
I mean,
other ones are not.
Holdo with that AoE days? Oof.
Yeah,
It's going to be Rose.
The other ones are not nice. So there is one semi-nice one in Holdo, but Rose and Jedi Knight Guardian, yeah, not so much.
I'm thinking is the hard.
That might be pretty cruddy too. So, but either one will suck.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. All right, so we have the names in the chat, Grande, for you.
Oh, we're ready.
It
Okay.
is your redemption. So we do have that. So I'll let you get that up here in a second. I'll talk about a couple other things too. So also in the reward section, let you guys know about how we're doing some of these things now. We have 2 big milestones listed on our site. One is at 15,000. When we hit 15,000, something that we are doing now, because you guys support us so much, we want to support one of you guys to join us. So at 15,000, anyone that donated to our Tiltify campaign, so this is our kind of big thing for this year, for anyone that donates anywhere. Anyone that donated, every $1 counts as 1 entry, and we do have a reward where you can donate $4 and get 5 entries. The winner is going to get an RSG travel package to join us at Disney either this year or next year. So what we're going to do is we will reimburse you guys for 2 one-day park tickets and $400 voucher for travel. So you guys, one of you guys will win that.
2021 or?
That's either this year in 2020 or 2021, depending on when we fill the challenge and how much time people have. So we'll give you guys kind of either option, but either 2020 or 2021, you guys will have the option. One of you will win and have the option or be able to join us, and we'll reimburse you whatever that amount is, right? So 2 one-day park tickets and up to $400 for the travel voucher on air flight or whatever it is. We will reimburse you guys so you guys can join us at Disney. The other one,
we just got a $20 donation from Bimatsu on the ACS page. So, all right, thank you, Bimatsu.
Thank you, Bimatsu.
Love me
Oh
some
God, what did he
Bimatsu.
donate to? What did Bimatsu donate to?
You already know.
Oh God, he donated $20 to my challenge to get the relic.
Yeah, Rose, right?
No. The poll opens up after, so first the challenge has to fill up. So
Oh, okay.
he donated $20 to the challenge. Thank you, Bimatsu. The other one is at 17,500. This one is going to be specifically if you donate to buy raffle tickets. At 17,500, we have a lightsaber by Sword of the Jedi. The only way you guys are eligible is if you buy raffle tickets for the lightsaber raffle giveaway. That reward is now open. You will see it there. Tickets to the lightsaber raffle giveaway. You guys can donate whatever you want. Same conversion. Any $1 in that reward is going to count as 1 entry. Every $4 is going to give you 5 entries. So donate whatever you guys can. If you guys want that lightsaber, donate to that reward. So you guys are going to be eligible for that raffle. You have to donate specifically to that reward once again, right? So if you donate to anything else, it's going to make you eligible for that airfare. If you donate to that reward, you're going to be eligible for the airfare and for the lightsaber raffle giveaway.
Did you see what Brian Bode just said? He says, question. Sorry I can't give cash at the moment, but I'll provide 1 round trip on Southwest Airlines for the winner. Archie, send me a direct message. Catch that one, Finn.
Really?
Holy
Yeah,
cow, yeah, he
just
just
said.
did.
Thank you very much, Brian. Yeah.
Wow.
I will message you. That is much appreciated.
Yes, that's very nice. So, there you go.
So if you guys want the Sword of the Jedi, there you go. And that's Revinator, that is exactly why we picked 17,500. We got to 17,000 last year. The Malik event was 17,500. We were like, you know what? 17,500, that's where we're going to make it. We're going to add some other milestones along the way. We're waiting to gather some things, but that those are the items. And also at 10 p.m. Eastern, so roughly 53 minutes from now, we're going to have some stuff going up on Tiltify. There's going to be 3 rewards up there. They are for Magic the Gathering signed cards. And let me show you guys what they are. They are...
No way.
Yep, they are these art cards. I think Loki's going to be familiar with them. They are art cards from Modern Horizon.
Oh, nice.
Right? So you guys can pick. There's going to be 3 of them up there. You guys, there's only going to be 1 of each card available, and we'll try and get more if they sell out. But what you'll do, you guys will buy that. Whoever wants to buy it, again, opens in 52 minutes or so. All proceeds, again, go to the ACS. You guys will write which one of the RSG crew going to Disney you want to sign it, whether it's all of us, whether you just want McVenom to sign it, whether you just want Loki to sign it, whatever you want. You guys pick who you want to sign it, and then we will sign it for you, and we'll mail it to you after the event. And so there's only going to be 3 of those available. Plus, here's the big one. There is one card in particular that has a special meaning.
Yes, it does.
To a lot of people in the chat. And that one, let me get it out here, is this one. Now, if you're not familiar with who this is Urza from Magic the Gathering. Yes, Urza. Urza is actually a Magic the Gathering person. So his name actually comes largely from Urza.
Urzatron.
So, Urza has been gracious enough to help us with this campaign. So there is going to be a challenge that is going to be open as soon as this stream ends. Once that challenge gets filled, anyone that donated to that challenge is going to be eligible for an Urza art card signed by our Urz, the heartthrob of the Outer Rim, the proprietor of the Hall. The epic one, the Grand Arena champion himself.
That'll be awesome.
He will sign it, and he will mail it to you guys, and you guys can get him to inscribe whatever you want on the back of this card from Urza, right? But you have to donate to that challenge to be eligible, and once it gets filled, everyone that donated to that challenge is going to be eligible to win based on how much they donate.
And that's a rare card, too. So
I think that's
not like it's a...
Yeah, Urza signing a card like this is going to be a pretty rare one. So there you go, guys.
The card itself is rare, and on top of
No, this is just the art card. This isn't the actual card.
Oh, is that... Why don't we give him the actual card?
No, these are the art cards.
Let's give him the actual card. No, we should give him the actual card.
No, these are the art cards.
I know, but why don't we give him the actual card?
But the actual card is gone and traded.
Finn!
It was like $50 to fill up my Magic the Gathering roster.
It's cool. I like it. I like it.
Pretty cool.
I already talked to Urz about it, though. Yeah, so he was cool with the art card. So Urz
No, he's not going to kiss the back of it with lipstick.
I mean, I can ask him. It's up to him whether or not he will, Durgan.
Shame on you.
All right.
I don't know. So it's going to come in this plastic, and I'm also going to put it in a hard sleeve. So when it mails and stuff, it's going to be protected. So the lipstick will probably stay, Durgan.
Oh.
So if you want it, I think Urz may. Urz may. I don't know for sure. That'll be up to Urz.
Urz is a strange cat. He'll do anything for a buck.
I mean, this is for charity. It's for the children. So there you go.
There you go.
So all this stuff is going to be up here very soon. If you guys are interested, be ready for that.
Alex, you're going to put 3 months' wages toward that challenge.
I mean, if you fill that challenge yourself, you're the one that wins it. So
pretty much.
There you go.
Wouldn't it suck, though, she buys everything but one, someone buys one, and then she loses to that one?
Oh, God. Yeah.
It's all right.
There's
right.
going to be more stuff on the Tiltify as we go along. This is kind of the first group of things that we're doing. If you guys have those kind of requests, and I just see that Denny Crane, if you want Cora to kiss it, I have to talk to Urz to see if it's possible. I don't know that it's not. I also don't know that it is. So whatever request you guys have for any kind of signature or inscription or anything like that, you guys will be able to, once whoever wins, I'll email you guys and figure out what exactly you want, and we'll discuss it with Urz to see what we can get on there.
All right.
But yeah, we have to see exactly what it is. So there is some discretion. Writing is a lot easier than getting those kind of things. So there you go. So just some of the Tiltify announcements.
We just got a $5.
Say the name, Grande. Say the name, Grande.
Minato Namikaze.
Good.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
He says, now that McVenom is gone, can we please get a monthly Remon roster review for the Gold Patreons? I want this quality life update for Patreon. No, that's not happening, but I am working on with Remon on doing a stream for this.
We can do
that might be a Tiltify
thing.
That's not going to be a Tiltify thing. That's just something Remon and me are in.
No, they can fill out the challenge if they really want to see Remon.
Oh, man.
But for you Gold patrons, I was just discussing it with Grande earlier, and we mentioned this to you guys before, I think in some of the VIP streams and in some of the chats. Gold patrons now, because we've had a kind of a shift of things, we've moved some of the rewards around. So purple patrons, next week, you guys will get a mod review session. We'll talk about, for those of you guys that really aren't into mods, how you can set up your mods so that you have to do minimal changes after a one-time modding of your roster.
I do
one-time load,
changes.
we can do that. Yeah,
it's what I did for the event.
Yep. So we'll talk about different ways you can do minimal.
Just like Ranger, I remod for that event, and then for like the crazy event we had for gas. But normally I don't remod like for TW or GAs.
No, I don't either.
So we'll do that for all of the blue patrons, right? So blue patrons now, instead of the McVenom roster review, you guys get the mod talk, and we'll do that next week. I think on Thursday.
We get some coffee and we just have a little mod talk.
So next Thursday, you guys should have your October mod session. The purple patrons, I think Ranger already earlier this month, right? You had the talk with the purple patrons. This is where you guys can talk to us about anything and any game. It's just an open session with you guys and RSG. We can discuss anything Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If you want, we can talk about Tactical Monsters, Borderlands 3. Hell, we can even play games if you guys want. For the gold patrons, we have a new thing that we're introducing. It's going to be called RSG Versus. It is going to be an unlisted video stream monthly just for the gold patrons, and it's going to be where the RSG members go against each other in different games. Each month we'll go against each other for different things, random things. We play a lot of common games, Tactical Monsters.
We got a $2 donation.
Well, we got one from Minato. He said mods are different from the roster review.
And then we got another $2 donation.
Go ahead, Grande.
I'm gonna call this Ahsoka Meow.
Pretty close.
Oscar
Meow.
I'm surprised Grande.
I'm sorry, it wasn't perfect.
Ahsoka Meow.
Ahsoka Meow.
Ahsoka to me.
I suck a meow all the time.
You have to speak to her in her language, though. I apologize that it wasn't perfect.
Oh no!
But that is as close as he can get meow.
I mean, that's pretty close. Yeah. Did you just say meow?
We should just say meow, like they did.
And perfect.
Yeah.
You should just say meow meow. There was like a Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood puppet
what's his name? Yeah. Meow meow meow. What are we doing? Snarf now? Snarf snarf Lino.
And for those of you guys watching, we're gonna jump into questions here in a second.
Yeah, let's get through.
Make sure that you guys give us a thumbs up if you guys already haven't. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We just like to have fun with you guys in the chat, answer your questions and all of that. So hope you guys enjoy this and all of our other streams. So make sure that you guys give us a thumbs up. We have 170 watching and only 28 thumbs up. So please.
God, that's brutal, guys. Damn.
Are we ready?
They were so distracted.
I got 11 thumbs up. I don't know where.
You have to refresh, Grande.
Yeah, you're behind.
But the other thing also, as I was mentioning, gold patrons, next Thursday, we're going to do the first installment of RSG Versus. Grande and I are going to be playing Tactical Monsters against each other. So we'll have some fun with that. We'll probably play with random tunes.
I'll probably be in there doing Harry Carey announcement.
We're at 71 now after I refresh.
Okay, good.
There we go.
Question time now?
Yep.
Well, we have to do the shout-outs.
So gold patrons, there you go. No, Grande did the shout-outs.
Oh, you did shout. Okay, I went and got some water, so I made.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
He didn't.
No, yeah, with the regular shout-outs.
Yeah, Grande hasn't done the regular
shout-outs.
Okay.
With Finn and Grande.
All right, are you ready? Are we all done?
Yep, they're ready.
Okay. Apropos.
No, don't get that stupid ass glove.
The leather clam has spoken.
Apringo. Azarius. Bimatsu, Kater, Chouten, CVO 97, Clone Troop 211, Daniel McCracken, Darth Mike, Darth Vader 87, Denny Crane, Dexatronic, Dobby 6506, Dr. Feelgood, Affinity, Grundy Patron, Grim, Jason Hommel, Jason Olenberg, JVU 420, Kashmir, Kobe Wan, Maz Kanata, Michael H 19, MK Sun Double Ot, Mike Nathaniel Morgan.
Double Ot.
Double Ot. That's how you say that, right? Nathaniel Morgan, Ouchie Dumpling, Plasma. Sorry, Plasma. 1972, Ray Rock, Raider Nation, Rooster, Rose Taco, Silverbolt, Sir Loki, Skywalker Vader, Suicide Squad, Xylo Takedown, Trez, DL, Urs, Warghoul 128, What Else 73, The Who, Uta, Ziglet, and DJ.
And
That's how you say double Ot.
Okay, say 00 is just I've been granded.
Ot. Like double, like 30-06. Come on, man. I've been grande.
I mean, I don't think you're wrong, but most of us just say 00 or 00. But you went double Ot.
Double Ot.
Double Ot. I like double Ot. It's like a. It's
and
like
it's Utah, not Uta.
Utah.
You said Uta.
Uta.
What?
You also said
one
the
out of
Who.
2 ain't bad.
I
It's
said
also
the
just-
Who instead of who.
Yeah, you
Hey,
said the
Uta.
Who.
Uta.
What I said Xylo Takedown, didn't I? What did I say? Wrong.
So many things.
Takedown
wrong.
game. Sorry. I only said half of it. Apologies.
Then don't put the whole thing in your name, Xylo. God.
I mean, yeah, Xylo. You're Stoner Jedi.
Your
Go deal
name
with
is
it.
now longer than Hellenix. That's
Yes,
how bad it is.
yeah,
I'm letting
I
you
just-
know, flat out, your name is now longer than Hellenix.
Yeah.
Shame.
This is true.
Shame. Shame.
Uta.
Maybe it should just be Xylo Takedown games. I don't know. Anyway.
Who cares?
It's got the same.
All
thing in
right,
there
let's
twice.
move this train on.
I didn't say that.
I
said
did.
it
Stoner
as-
Jedi, deal with it. All right, Finn, we got the Twitter responses. Let's do that, and let's get into these questions.
All right.
What was the question again?
Finn's gonna read it out for everyone again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Hellenix, you changed your name. That's why I'm telling Takedown Games, a.k.a. Xylo. His name is now longer than yours. Okay, so here we go. The question of the night. If you guys watch Ranger JS, I'm distracted by the leather clams on the screen. Okay, so on a scale of affinity to Moby Dick, how much do you think Ranger spent on getting General Skywalker? Best answers are going to be read at the end of tonight's stream, which is right now before we jump into questions. So, first response. Actually, who's going to be... You know what, Loki? You're McVenom's favorite. You're going to be our judge for today. So are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. So the first response, enough crystals to fill Moby Dick's scrotum.
Jesus.
And then Loki starts going like this at the same time. All right, so you got that one, right, Loki?
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Tree Fitty.
Why'd you say that? Why'd you get that Ranger Tree Fit to get that goddamn GIS? Shut
It
up,
actually
woman.
has Chef's dad as an image that says Tree Fitty.
Goddamn GIS costing that Tree Fit to keep coming in here and make me spin.
All right, next one is... Oh, hold on. I did flop it. Okay, next one is... Well, let's ask him. Ranger, how much did they pay you for your kidney?
A plethora.
That's funny. That's funny.
What kidney?
All right. Next one.
He also no longer has a firstborn.
Ranger spent 0. The skewers, however, and let's say it cost them an eternity of identical related questions. The cost of gas is nothing compared to the cost of... Oh, God.
Eternal twins, huh?
It is nothing compared to the cost of Narakra and Naxeth. Finn, feel free to let Ranger know if he doesn't catch on to the Eternal Twins reference.
I
My bad. I spelt the last two names
on top
backwards.
of that. Yeah, I was way ahead of that. Revenator.
I think you know who that is.
Yeah, that was Revenator.
Next one. Somewhere between Flipper and Shamu. # I miss McVenom.
Oh man.
Next one is from the Avengers. What did it cost? Everything.
Thank you for your kind words.
Next one, just a cross stitch. Next one, LITPH.
Felt like it.
It did, man.
I think the next one, maybe the only one, the full Moby Dick or just the tip? How many tips did it take to get a Skywalker?
It's a lot of tips.
A lot of tips.
There's a lot of teasing, man.
He's been walking around bow-legged for days.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Ranger got a lot of tips from the Scooters.
We love you guys. We can't explain how much we love you guys for supporting us and stuff. And we hope you guys keep you entertained even through our suffering.
I mean, the Skewers are troopers, man. I mean, some of them were shocked because they're like, "Oh my god, you're still doing it!" Like, yeah, I'm still doing it. I was gone 6 hours. You're still here. It's like, I'm still here. You know, still trying to get JS. Yeah.
Did anybody see Grubhub or anything while you were streaming? That would have been good.
Minato got me a pizza. That was cool because he was
that's awesome, dude. Like,
I had to eat.
That's kind of
All right,
funny.
so I think those are all the responses. So Loki, what are your 3 favorites?
Yeah, or a couple of your favorite, however you want to do it.
I think I get. Well, I gotta. So I'll go from 3 to 1, I guess.
However, there's no order.
However you want.
Yeah.
So we'll go with the first one, the scrotum or whatever.
Okay, that one. Enough crystals to fill Moby Dick scrotum. That was good old Maurice.
That's a good one. That's a fun one. LIT whatever.
PH.
LITPH. That was for DFS gets paid. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, that's got to be second, and then I got to go with the tip as the number one, man.
Yeah, the tip was the
tip one.
And that is Game with Smith TV, who said the full Moby Dick or just the tip. How many tips did it take to get a Skywalker?
All right, while we're doing that, DSP pledged $5 for a Patreon. Thank you, DSP. That's my fellow
Thank you,
MC
DSP.
brother. Minato Namikaze said I would be entertained by a monthly Remon review. That's not happening, brother.
Does Remon still play the game?
Yeah, still plays.
Burn!
Does Remon still
He
play
has
the
the
game?
same thing about Grande all the time.
He
so
did.
those
He has
two
the
are
same thing about
they're in
me.
a vicious loop here of just not knowing what the other's doing. Y'all need to have a meeting.
Good old Maurice would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, good old Maurice would know.
Yeah, that's the source right there. Good old Maurice. He's in the middle of all the pies. So, all right, that's it for that. Let us get to questions. Rapid fire question time. This is where you guys send in your questions live in the chat. We scoop them up, and we will read them off. If you have questions, we're going to only get we'll do as many as we can, but if we don't get your question, don't worry. There'll be other times to get to it. We'll try to get through as many as we can. So, Finn.
We only do so many live streams.
Yeah, like a ton.
Like one every day.
Yeah, or multiple times a day. You know,
All
but in
right.
other games, I get the questions, and it's like, okay.
All right. So let's start with the questions. First one from Apropos Wooin says, question, I am almost done with GBA, but finished all legendary and heroic farms. Crew is also done. Who should be next? My L3 is at 6-star. Clones.
Yeah.
Clones, baby.
I'm thinking you're going to have to work on clones a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And when you say all legendary and heroic, I don't know if that includes the gas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you would want to work on the gas stuff.
And then Rev and Malik, too, if he's not done with Rev and Malik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you have those done, then gas would be the first one. And then after that, I think I would focus on light side GOTB based on what you're saying and work on clones in particular. Let's see. Next question from Uta.
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 I like it.
Why, Uta? Why? God. So Uta question, on a Karth Old Republic defense team for GAC or Territory Wars, what Zetas are needed?
Karth, Mission Zelbar.
Yeah, everything else is kind of just bonus.
It's bonus. It's icing on the cake. But you more than I still run that team without the other Zetas. So
I run that team with only one Zeta on that team.
I mean, there you go.
I mean,
Karth is the most important one, but the Mission and Zalbar I think are important because they really get that team clicking. You know, the system stuff like that. So
I have the Juhani Zeta, and it's not necessary. I like it, but it's not necessary at all.
Yeah, it's not necessary, but it's
yeah. I don't recommend it to anybody. I did it just because I was focusing on the team and having fun with it, but yeah, not necessary at all. Nathaniel Morgan, question: if high engagement with relics is evidence that they're good, is the fact that only 6K unlock gas evidence for CG that they shouldn't do that again? I don't think there's really that high engagement in relics. I think what they showed was actually just a small amount of people focusing to get a single character up to Relic 7 and then getting stuck. Because then they realized that they didn't have enough resources to take multiple teams, and their old roster was falling behind for the sacrifice of one character.
Bimatsu. Good old Maurice, he'll complain about where Gerodium drops.
That must be a Remon reference. Good old Stick Ray.
It is a Remon reference. Yeah, well, let's just set up his team for a Stick Ray meta in December. Remon, I love him. All right. Let's see. Next question from damn it, good old Maurice. Could channel name reach out to me on Discord?
Oh, Rose Taco just donated $100 via Tiltify to the RSG American Cancer Society.
Oh, I wonder what he donated to. Look, he donated to me doing a Relic 5 on a character. There you go.
I wonder which one he's going to pick.
Rose Taco.
Every fin has a rose.
I'm telling you, okay, so just so you guys know, I am basically hoarding a bunch of mats right now. Cantina mats. I really don't worry too much about taking things to Relic. I've been holding it, waiting for like more critical characters, and so I've been hoarding it. So all of that is going to go like directly to Relic 5 as soon as this gets filled, and yeah, so I should have everything ready for Relic 5 once that challenge gets filled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every fin has its role.
All right.
Just awful. Brian Bode. Question: has anyone else gotten the Relic survey on SurveyMonkey? I got it on my free-to-play account, not on my previous Whale Dolphin account.
No, I didn't get it.
I got it.
I got it.
The in-game pop-up, right?
Yeah.
In-game pop-up.
So the other thing too, if you know anyone that got it, the link is a common link, right? So you can go ahead and just go on the link and just go back and do it. So like if you didn't get the survey, just find the link. That link is actually floating around in a bunch of different places, and you can still fill it out because I think it does IP logging for figuring out who completed it.
Yes, IP logging.
Yeah. So for anyone that hasn't filled it out, you can do it.
You can fill it out once on your phone and once on your iPad and once on your computer. And and if you open up a different browser, you can also fill it out with the new browser. I mean, if you really think they look at that stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Next one is Bones Jones 159. Question: what are legendary events going to look like with Gear 13 and Relics? I feel the epic confrontation events will be the metas and the legendary events will be soft counters to the meta. Yeah, I tend to agree. I think whatever they're going to release with episode 9 is going to be the equivalent of Padme to Malik, where it's a solid counter. I don't know if it's necessarily a hard counter, but it's a solid counter because you have to mod it correctly and the turn order matters, and it's not just like a pure auto type win team. But the Padme is definitely a solid counter against Malik. I think whatever's coming in episode 9 is going to be a solid counter to Gas. And so I think you're right. They're going to kind of be soft counters to the meta. So there you go. Next question. Nathaniel Morgan question: who has their Rose and Holdo Relic 5 in prep for the movie? Well, I may.
I mean, my Holdo is Gear 12. I use her a lot. My Rose is, well, yeah.
Just.
I got Zetas on mine.
Yeah.
All right.
Next question. Chewy, what do you think is the long term for relics considering the giant stash piles we have will be depleted rather quickly?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you're.
Oh. Go ahead, Grande.
I think you're going to end up having some issues when you get down to about, characters 30, 40, and 50 on relics. And you already see this problem where you have a bunch of people who can kind of limp into relic 4 or relic 5, and then you see a serious drop off at relic 5 and up. So, you'll continue to see that. You'll continue to see that. And the problem happens not now. The problem happens 2 or 3 metas from now when you have to get a whole new squad up. That's where the problem comes in.
Yep.
Okay. Next question from ND Fox. Can we start a side donation to buy Grande hooked on phonics?
Oh, we have. It's called McVenom, and she's not here. So
you know what we need to do? I was just thinking about this. So one of the things, by the way, guys, that these RSG wristbands, which are on our Tiltify page, one of the things they'll get you is we're going to do some streams and stuff from Orlando. We're also going to have some that are going to be exclusive to people that bought the wristbands.
Yep.
So those that bought the wristbands, we'll send you guys an email when we have an unlisted stream that we're doing stuff. And there is quite a few stuff that I have listed of what we're going to do while we're there. We could definitely do a hooked on phonics session between Grande and McVenom.
Slash and Roach just donated $20 to the Tiltify. He says, I'm donating to Exposes Finn's challenge.
Oh, God, he did. He donated $20 to the challenge. We are already almost 10% complete with that challenge.
Yay! You knew it was coming, Finn. I told you what would happen. You didn't want to listen to me.
I'm not going to like it when we get the other one in for me and Loki.
What's that one?
The one where we're getting something mailed to you first?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's not going to be pleasant for us, Loki.
Are you guys going to eat hot stuff?
You'll see soon enough.
Oh, no.
Me and Grande already took one for the team. So.
We already took one for the team.
And this is easier than that was.
Yeah, I know. Now the brown people have to set up. Step up. That's
brown
the way it
people
works.
for the win. I love
brown people got to step up.
Yeah, you better step up, brown people. That's all I'm saying. The whiteys already took it. Come on,
I know.
bro.
It's true. And I don't want to be compared to Grande's other dark muscles.
No.
Oh, God, stop.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Revenator, does Ranger still play the game?
Oh, God.
I heard something about him struggling with gas this weekend, and I'm hoping he's doing
let's
okay.
just say Sunday, I basically did not a goddamn thing. I slept 12 hours. I got up.
Dang.
I showered. I got on Discord because I was getting a lot of people messaging me, and I was trying to help them out with the gas event, but I really didn't do anything Sunday. I didn't work out. I just watched football. I hung out on Discord, and Monday was kind of like that too. I just now started getting back into working out because I was basically, we streamed a ton. There were streams outside of the stream that I did just for gas. We had lunch streams. We had the Jedi Academy. I had GAC. I think in total it was 24 hours out of 48. I basically
Pretty impressive,
streamed.
Ranger.
So, yeah, I was a damn mess, and I told everybody Sunday that I was going to be dead to the world, and I pretty much was. As soon as that event got done, I fixed some of my mods and literally went to sleep, and I didn't wake up till 11 the next day. It was crazy. I was so tired.
That's insane, bro.
So, yeah, you're not too off the mark there, Revenator. You're muted, Finn. Finn's talking and we can't hear a word he's saying.
Of course. I hit the button. My mic is sometimes finicky. So next question from John Moran says, question, looking at what a pleasure to gear and relic this past event was, what characters do you think will be needed for a Jedi Luke? I'm afraid of some bottom dwellers like Gamorrean Guard.
God, I don't even want to think.
I can't even
Let's
imagine,
not think about
bro.
that. They shouldn't bring back one of these for about 9 months.
6 months at least, right?
9 months.
You need to hear his journey. That's the problem.
Well, I'm fine. Yeah, well, he's a hero's journey, but I mean, Let's not have. I'm fine with the hero's journey. Those are a little bit
Ugh.
easier to swallow, but this
Speculation on the next thing.
God
is gonna be
damn!
intense.
Please, no more of these for about 9 months, man. God, we've had Malik in this one this year, and that sucked my spirit dry on this shit. So
Ziglet, that is a Trey and Wingo reference, and I love it. Just to say Trey and Wingo, Golik and Wingo. Damn it! Turn on your mic. You are a professional.
God. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Next.
But yeah, we're saying 6 months, right? But episode 9 is just around the corner.
I don't think anything's going to reach the level.
I don't think
that
they have
this
enough
did.
stuff to do that.
I think we'll
right?
get a Ray's hero continuation, right?
The Ray is what I'm thinking, not Jedi Luke.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a hero's journey. It may have like
We
year
haven't had
12.
a journey since in a while.
So I think
Yeah.
it'll be like year 12 on the characters or a certain GP, but it's not going to be anything like it was with Malik. I think crew and stuff's going to be marquee like it was before. I mean, I don't think they're going to do anything more than that with episode 9. So I could be wrong, but I think the hero's journey.
I'm thinking there is going to be something big with Ray in particular.
Could
but-
be, but that's what I think.
All right. Next one from Thomas Willingham. Question: anyone have good idea the priority order of gas zetas?
Yes.
If this has already been addressed.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Ranger, because I know you just
Basic
did some,
is
right?
the first one you do
I
because
agree.
that is telekinesis. The next one is hero. The
I would
last
agree.
unique. Then the other two it doesn't matter. I mean, they're both good and you need them, but those are the first two zetas you've got to do on him. Re-looking at it, talking to some people and MC and stuff. And,
The chosen one is only useful versus Malik's.
right, because it gives a 20%.
Or potentially like a nest.
Yeah.
So I definitely think the chosen one is last.
Yeah,
That
I
was
can see that.
That's the first one you're probably going to end up doing all 4 of these, right? Eventually.
Yeah, but if you're going to go in order, I think the basic for the telekinesis and the hero one, they're so good. They do, those are the two.
Thing is, if you're not going to use them in a 501st squad, I don't use mine in a 501st squad, so I don't. I
Yeah,
didn't
his
put them-
leadership doesn't really matter then, right?
Yeah, he's only 5-star and he's not relicked up, so he's kind of useless.
Yeah, that would be the last one I do. Yeah.
You can have teams. I like him in a Jedi squad. I like him on Jedi Knight Rise.
Yeah, he's
so-
great in there.
I've
Absolutely.
seen a lot of people doing that.
I've seen a lot of them on Padme too. I don't see him in the lead very often. I see him on Padme and I see him on Jedi Knight Revan mainly.
No, because if he's in the lead, then he topples, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't topple outside the lead.
No, he's really easy to kill too.
And technique is kind of weak if he's not 7-star relic.
Chosen
Right.
one. Wee. All right, next
That's-
question.
That's my opinion. Is do the 2 Zetas that are not tied to the 501st first.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Next question from Revenator. Question: how did Claptrap do with his bounty? Did he fetch a fair price for that pork? No. Claptrap and Pork McFadden are friends. Claptrap is currently resting because I'm not going to be able to.
Sure.
I'm not going to be able to stream for the next few days. If you guys don't know,
Yeah, my days
tomorrow-
are going to be super busy doing everything myself again because
Yep.
it's going to be out hanging out with the skewers and
Well, I'm actually
Already
working for the
yeah,
first
he's
few days.
working.
Well, I'm working on Thursday and Friday, and then
Working.
No, I'm actually working Thursday, Friday, and the first half
Working.
of Saturday.
Yeah.
Then after Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be hanging out with people in Chicago.
Yeah.
So
Next question.
I'm heading to Chicago. For anyone that's there, make sure you tag me in the RSG Discord if you guys want to hang out. We have plans for
So
Saturday and then
Black
going to the Bears game.
Mamba. Excited to be
all the
back.
streams coming back are going to be me for the
If
next
you
few
tell him
days.
on the stream, he's not going to hear because his stream is buffering, Grande. Just saying. Like if you're talking to him,
We're not buffering.
his stream
I
is
don't know what the-
buffering.
I don't know. It's not us.
I just like it though. It's like you're talking to somebody who's not getting any of the audio, and then you're talking to him in order to tell him what to do.
Sorry.
It's a YouTube thing. All right, next.
I refreshed and it got rid of the buffering.
No, that's not us, man. That's a YouTube or something. I don't know what that is.
All right. I think we have 2 more questions here. I'll refresh. Let me just see how many we have. I think we were at 2 more questions.
Chicago.
Da Bears. I am gonna go see Da Bears.
Da Bears.
Seeing them versus the Saints. Okay, so we have 2 questions left. Next one from Bone Jones, 159. Question: who do you go after in GAC store, Malik or Skywalker?
I still
Depends
think
on.
Malik is better.
I think you got to get Malik for the Revan team, and then you go get Skywalker.
But you
Yep.
literally don't spend any of that on anything else but those two characters,
Yeah.
or save it for those two characters for later.
Yeah.
If you have Skywalker at 5-star and Malik at 5-star, you would go for Malik first?
I would, yes.
I would, yeah.
I would go for Malik.
Interesting. I would think that you would go for Skywalker because Skywalker's the direct counter to Malik.
Malik, because Malik can. He's just stupid. Now,
He could be an offensive or defensive team. I really feel like Anakin is going to end up being an offensive team 90% of the time.
That may be true, but don't you want a Revan breaker?
We got to think about this for GAC. I mean, so Malik himself can solo teams.
You really need the team around Anakin to
Right,
work.
to really make it.
But he
So
probably
that-
does, right? If you got General Skywalker, then you have like Padme and Kenobi
Yeah,
and
but you
Ahsoka.
still need the 501st. You
I
got to
still
get
think you
the
get 'em in order.
clones. And you're already working on
I
Darth
agree with
Revan.
Ranger.
It makes Darth Revan's
Okay.
team work better. I think Malik is the way to go.
Okay, I'll trust you guys. I don't have it.
People
My initial
disagree
thought
in
would
chat.
be
Rooster disagrees.
That's fine. You can disagree.
Honestly, get
but,
both of them. You
yeah,
know?
I don't care. I mean, it's just. If
Yeah.
I mean,
had a
you have to
choice.
prioritize one if you
Yeah, you
just
gotta
have
pick
them at
one.
I
5
would have
star,
to say
but
you would have to prioritize one. Yeah.
then you guys would say Malik.
I
Nice.
I agree with Ranger on this one. Malik
Okay.
right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you don't have Darth Revan or Sith Empire, then go for Skywalker.
Yeah, if you don't have those guys, you got gas and
I think
Malik.
it depends on your roster. If you're
Well,
You could have Malik without Darth Revan.
Yeah,
So,
you
I
have
mean,
to have Darth Revan, same way as you have to have like Padme if you have gas, right? Because
Right.
they're,
So
like the
it-
requirements
yeah.
for them.
So I mean, if you've got both and you haven't worked on Malik or get Malik done, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, going into the event, I mean, even me, like 2 months ago, I didn't have 501st built up.
Yeah.
Right?
either.
It might. I could care less about clones. I didn't care about them for 3.5 years.
No.
Yes.
You know, so as a new player, I mean, it's whatever you got built up. Or,
But whichever one you choose,
Go all in.
stay on target.
Go- yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Don't-
both good.
it's-
We're splitting hairs a little bit here.
We
trying
are
to figure out
splitting
what-
hairs a
really.
little bit.
I don't
but
have problems
finish
with
one to
the gas,
7-star and then go for the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
There
like,
you go.
Yeah. It's like
I think if you ask different people, you'll get different opinions.
Yeah,
but
it's-
Grande and Ranger are saying Malik for if you guys want art.
But if you want gas, I don't have a problem with that. Go for
Mhm.
gas.
All right, and then last question here, and this question we can kind of go around the corner. We'll start with you, Ranger. Question from Kashmir: if you could go back in SWGOH time, what time frame would you go back to?
Ooh.
The CLS meta.
Yeah, triple cleanse. I
When
agree.
we had like 4 or 5 teams that were pretty
Yep,
close together.
I totally agree.
It was a really fun time.
It was like right before or
Right
right,
before
after the
Traya.
Night Sister.
Right
the
before
Night
Traya.
Sister rework was just out.
That was a fun time. We had lots.
That
of
would have been
multiple
like
friends.
Halloween of 17, I think.
Yeah, right before Trey. Right before Trey, that time
Yeah.
period was really good.
Halloween.
A lot
of
of balance
17.
in the arena. People used multiple teams. You know, it was before Millennium Falcon. Fleet was a little bit more diverse. It was just a lot of different teams people were doing. We had some events going on. It did not turn into the madness. Once Trey hit, it's been just crazy since then. But before then, it was great.
We had some seriously
Interesting.
OP teams.
Yeah, I mean, you had CLS, you had the Night Sisters. I mean, you go back and look at that meta. It was like 4 or 5 teams that were taking small portions of the pie.
Yeah, because CLS had the counter with GK Barris as well,
Yeah.
which was pretty solid
It was pretty
against
cool.
that team. So, yeah, it's interesting. I think I would have gone back right after Mods
Stick
was
Ray.
released, kind of the second time. No. When Mods was released the second time, not Mods 1.0 with that cluster.
No,
But
but
when-
afterwards.
They fixed Mods. Well, being kind of the math dork and everything that I am, I really liked when they actually released what was at the time the final state of Mods before Mods 2.0. So there was the aspect of speed, right? But then how to prioritize getting all your different mods and which ones you would buy from the store and how you would try and get all the different stats and everything. And speed was important, but there were still some other stats that were every now and then were important. I think I would go back to when mods were originally released after the initial cluster.
Okay.
Loki, what about you?
I'm torn, man. I like the really old metas. I like the Sid meta. I like, the HK meta
Oh,
and then
God.
143 Poe meta. I like all that crap, man. I like those crappy metas. The Barris meta.
Poe with Jawa Engineer, that meta.
Yep.
I
Like
love it.
HK lead with IG88 and Poe and yeah, that was stupid, but that was fun.
Jawa Engineer, if you guys don't remember, was so friggin' broken when he first came out. That HK team with 88, 86, Jawa Engineer, and then you could throw either another droid for more speed on Jawa Engineer, or Poe if you had the speed mods, or if you had the speed and everything, maxed out for Poe. It was ridiculous. That was Jawa Engineer kind of frustrated people for the longest time because he was so broken. That was a different time back then. Damn, I forgot about that.
Did you just put another Ronde Wisdom of the Day in the chat?
I
I was going to
did.
ask you to give one on the
Well,
stream.
you might as
Grande.
well read it now.
All right, I'll
Grande.
read it. So, Grande wisdom of the day. Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad.
I mean, that's not wrong.
That's a good one.
These
My
Grandeisms
father-
are not wrong.
My father used to say that one all the time to me.
That is in D&D. It is the difference between intelligence and wisdom. I mean, that is a pretty good definition of it, Ranger. You have to give him that.
Yeah.
Can we move on, please?
That is it for questions.
All right.
Ranger wisdom of the day. As long as everything exactly my way, I'm flexible.
It's never been my way. Mine.
I'm messing with you,
Here's
brother.
Ranger's word of the day: when the tough get going, the weak get hosed. There you go. So, all right. So let's get to the ending stuff. Let me pull it up here. First thing we want to do is we want to shout out our gold VIPs. That's right, our gold VIPs. These folks, we appreciate all our Patrons and people that support us. It really makes a difference, and we really are appreciative why we do what we do. And but these folks give a little bit more and do a little bit more, and we couldn't do it without you. So those that do Patreon stuff, we appreciate you. Of course we do. But these folks give way more, and we just want to make sure that they're recognized for what they do for the channel. So thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do for us. That being said, let's get to the ending, and we have a lot of live streams. I'll be doing solo Ranger for the next few days on the stream. We'll have the lunch stream tomorrow, and then I'll do mini Ross for you tomorrow night. And then as I'm watching the game, and then Friday we'll have a lot of streams. We'll have the lunch stream, probably GAC. Then we've got Naruto we'll be doing the rest of the day. And then Saturday we'll have the Jedi Academy. Let's see, is GAC going to be Thursday? If there's a GAC, I'll do it. But if not, we'll have Battlefront tomorrow, Saturday night. So I'll hang out with you guys, and we'll have a lot of fun. So just stay tuned for that. We do the live stream Monday through Friday from 12 to whenever we get done. We answer your questions, have fun. I suffer mod depression. We do roster reviews. We have other stuff and content we talked about earlier. You can check that out if you want to support the channel. You can. There's lots of ways. I'll talk about that in a second. Please just support the ACS. Finn broke it all down. Please go to the Tiltify campaign. Check out the Tiltify campaign. Help us get us to our goal. We're slowly creeping our way there. We got a big stream coming up at the beginning of December, which we'll announce soon with the date and time. We'll be streaming 12 plus hours for you guys' enjoyment. And then if you want to support the channel, there's, while we're live, super chat, do the Twitch stuff so you can get the cool emojis. Same thing with YouTube. We've got the Patreon, all that stuff. So check all that out. So make sure you give us a thumbs up before you leave. Subscribe, share the stream with other folks. That really does help us get our content out there. So thank you guys for joining us for another live Wednesday show. On behalf of myself and the crew, we appreciate all you guys. We love you guys. So have a great rest of your night, and we will holler at you later. Peace out.